I'm like, yeah, that's tough, but it's not up for me to decide. It's not up for me to lie. It's not up for me to tell. And then they, what? And then they, who? Not really up for me to decide. Oh no. Come on. There we go. Excuse me. What's up, everybody? Yeah. All right. Let's get some things in order. Let's get some things in order. No excuse for you. Oh no. I Sonny ain't passing out excuses out there. Sonny ain't passing out excuses over there. Can we program some excuses over there? 3-year anniversary, baby. They tried to tell him. They'll say shit like, oh Lord. I can hear I can taste the aggression on that. I can taste the aggression on that. Yeesh. Yeesh. Hopefully things get better. Go with it. Go with it. One step at a time. One day at a time. Like, we gonna have to make the best out of everything. He breaks himself every time? What are you doing? What's going on? I just fixed him to the point of him doing dishes. You got it. You got it to do dishes. You got it to do dishes. That's actually diabolical. That's actually diabolical. Why aren't you? Are you demoing this anywhere? Have you been streaming and I haven't just seen it? Am I just not seeing this epicness? Where are you hiding this? Robotech, you gotta start filming this. I mean, somebody's gonna hire you off of that. If you could get anything in robotics to function, like there's oh, Robotech, come on now. Robotech, you sitting on? Yes. We're literally about to talk about how me streaming helped me get a job. Today's the 3-year anniversary of me lying on. I lied. You can tell the truth. today we're literally gonna talk about how me lying on my resume got me my job, and I'm 3 years in the game. You could tell the truth and get a job. You could tell the truth and get a job today. Oh, come on, Robotech. Oh yeah. That's fine. That's fine. I promise you, there's someone at this job that has already figured out how to stop it from breaking. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I think like from a high level perspective, you can't go wrong with that, right? You can't go wrong with that. Like we're talking about like very much so in the robotics day and age, like the capacity to like to build something like coding. You code and you build. You code and you build. That's a double threat if I've ever seen one. Yeah. You got to put that on. You got to put that on display. If I could code and build something, you think I would rely on my stunning good looks? If I was as talented as you, I would not rely on my stunning good looks. Hmm? Huh? I'd be out here giving it away. Jasmine, am I doing okay? Define okay. Um, okay could mean a multitude of things. Oh wait, please, please. I'm begging you, Robotech. I need you to be rich. I need you to be rich because once you rich, then I could just become a full time streamer. I, I, I want to be taken advantage of. I, I want to be taken advantage of. That's what I want for me. It snowed over here. Thank God I didn't have to shovel though. Thank God I didn't have to shovel though. All right, we're gonna talk about a few stories today, and then we're gonna do a little ask me questions type situation for the job. I'll take any questions anytime. You got any questions about the job? What I did, how I did it? I'll take all questions. And hopefully we'll be able to get some coding in, am I happy with the job? Hey, what's up, Robodom? Am I happy with the job? Yeah, I think it serves it serves as a challenge. There are aspects of it that I just didn't think about when initially starting, because no matter how good you are with the technology, you still have to be good with the people, and I think that's something I learned very much so while working in healthcare. Like, you're here to solve the disease, but you're actually trying to take care of the soul, the person, right? And it's not about just like fixing their ailment. You got to make sure that fixing their ailment doesn't put them into bone crippling depression because they're bankrupt, right? So it's holistically, financially, spiritually. You got to be a whole vibe, right? You got to be a whole vibe. I got my honko on. Not my honko. I just want a paycheck. Hey, ain't nobody gonna be mad at you for that. Hold on. I don't like this shirt. I'll be right back. Robotech, you're in charge. That was that shit. Got that shit on. Feel me? I had the same shirt on I had on while I was cooking, and I could see a grease spot. It helps when I get stuck on sunny. We love that for you. We love that for you. You don't want your shit low. You want your shit riding high. Feel me? All right, good. Now we into something. Now we into something. Um, but yeah, thank you for the question. I appreciate it. I'll be answering questions all night on this. One night only. But I guess we can start from a classical standpoint. Here are all my socials. Hey, how you guys doing? My name is Hero. This is Coding with Strangers. We're gonna do some news crawling if we can make it. If we can take it, we're gonna go ahead and set up things. I think I want to start off by saying, like, yo, thank you guys so much for all the support. This was a great start of the month, halfway through the month. Great. It felt good to be in a rotation, sticking to the plan, filming, making content. These are all like things that really just I miss so much, and you gotta stick to it. You gotta be committed to it. So, help me help you, help me help you. You guys help me be great. I'll do my best to return it in kind. You feel me? But I greatly appreciate y'all coming through. Stopping to say, hopefully everybody had a great day. Anything interesting happening? Bum, bum, bum. Free violence. Oh, I think you'll like this story. Robodom. I was reading this earlier. High yield dividends. You know, and I have a story. You know what? Let's just go ahead and get into it. And you know what? Since you posed that question, we'll start with that one. That was supposed to be the last story, but let me go ahead and put you on Front Street. Let me get your questions up here on Front Street. You feel me? Yeah, I figured you'd like it. I figured you'd like it. Hey, that's not my picture. There it is. Okay, got you. I got you. I got you. Let's go. Yeah, I got you. I got you. Ah, shit. You know what I did forget? I forgot to set up my camera too. So let me go set up camera. Let me set up camera two real quick. And then we got like a good vibe for that in all the videos. So if we can just get a smidget of a start today, we'll be in a good place. I think I think I'm still deciding on whether to continue to pursue a career in tech, especially with minimal experience. Um, at the thing about it is, it's a consistent grind. It's a consistent effort, but you should be able to see some dividends of what you're doing. And if you don't feel like you're seeing dividends of what you're doing, then you got to pivot because the continued the continued process is just defined as madness. That continued process is just defined as madness, and you can't. That's not sustainable, right? Hey yo, speaking of dividends, I know you like that. I said, let me save this. Let me say this for Robo. A man after my own heart. All right, so well, Robo Dom is a man. Robotech, you're a woman, so uh, well, yeah, you are the man, but I was referring to the man. You are the man. You. All right, you guys let people know I'm reading, but I won't turn off the alerts. All right, let's get into this. Yeah. All right, let's hit record here. Clap sync. Video one, three, two, one. So imagine you find yourself freshly out of college, graduated up, magna sum cale, magnum condom this, whatever hierarchy you received, whatever adulations and congratulations you got. You find yourself crossed between Uncle Pookie getting out of the slammer and getting a full blown party, while you over there sitting with 2 degrees, a master's being one of them, and a bachelor's, and not finding any work. You manage to scurry up the ladder and find an internship that is going to be paying you. But when you get on site, when you get in the office, you notice a certain smell. It's an old people smell. And while I'm not an ableist person, I definitely am ageist because fuck them boomers. They've been blowing shit up since they've inception and they refuse to go anywhere other than home. I never understood a demographic of people so caught up with being in charge of something that they don't even understand. Not only do you have to relegate into your mind as a young, youthful, prospering young person, doing all the things you can and managing the world as it is now, understanding that you have to do all of that with less than half of what they had to do it. And of course, I'm being crude here. There is an aspect of the boomer generation that is trying to make way for the younger demographic. And you also have to be very cognizantly aware 21 million of them are dependent on some form of financial assistance to continue to live their life as it slowly comes to an end. And that's kind of terrifying. Being of the age of 70 plus and not having a reliable way of retiring, it is heartbreaking. So this is where we find ourselves, the cross between a young generation that's hungry and ready to get into things and the other cross, the underbelly really, of a generation that will die if they leave the scene. That's the platitudes we're dealing with here. But it still doesn't change the fact that this is an issue we're facing, and there has to be an eventual winner or a side chosen, if not both. Let's talk about if there's a middle ground that we can find here, and if not, who's more deserving of these positions, and maybe even discuss why it's happening. Let's get into it. Clap it. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. My camera's focusing. I don't think it focused on me. Hold on. Hold on. Can we get a bright light? Can we get a bright light? It's too dark in here. You can hear it trying to focus. All right. Yeah, it got me there. All right, cool. How you guys doing? My name is Hero. This is Coding with Strangers. Hopefully you're making it and not breaking it out there in these streets. Remember, if no one told you today I'm proud of you, go on and be great, okay? I love you. But with that being said, there's a dilemma out here in these streets. There's a part of me that feels like I live on both sides of this fence, as I am now a millennial who's in charge of some of these Zoomers and some of these boomers. And I don't know to feel about that because as a millennial, I'm in charge of both boomers and Zoomers and some Gen Xers. And it's quite apparent to me that there is a clear divide in how that was, and really what it comes down to is like what each person needs based on what they have. But I want to hear the article that's talking about this. Is from the Washington Post, and while I don't really, I stole this because fuck the Washington Post. uh, but I kind of want to get a better understanding of like what's the scene right now on these streets. Like, what are people talking about? So let's go through this article together. Hopefully, I don't bite my tongue more than once. Boomers are staying in job markets as Gen Z struggles to break through. Taylor Telford, since graduating from Bernadette College and Columbia University in 2024, I'm gonna call you Menasha Thomas. Where's that first name from? Menasha has learned to navigate the swirl of networking and referrals, online job search groups, and interview process. But after 14 months of soldiering through scores of applications, the 23-year-old has yet to put her urban planning degree to use in a full-time job. Damn. Okay, that's interesting. Huh. Graduated from Columbia University 2024, 23 years old. So they graduated when they're 22. To be honest, it's reverse. It sounds like reverse ageism, because somebody fresh out of college is always going to be more scary to me than somebody who has experience. And as a person who's hires, right? Like, I hire for people who, like, I hire in my position and in my job. I ask for two types of hirees. I ask for experienced ones, and then I ask for fresh out of college ones. I have certain applications where I will not accept applicants who are more than 5 years out of school. And the reason for that is because I understand there's an innate importance for like generational gaps in knowledge happen when you don't hire like that. So recently, I just hired someone who was 6 months out of college, and one of the first things they said to me was, "This is my first job, and I don't really know what to do." And I said, "Yeah, that's why I hired you. You're gonna do everything I say." but but there's a fear I have of having people who don't experience walks of life. I think every company deserves to have someone who just knows the company like the back of their hand, but someone who has never experienced other lives of like someone who's been at a company, is their only company, has been there for 20 years. That's a problem. And especially since you have to really relegate or understand where their growth starts and stops and how it works. So like, what this person is experiencing, I truly feel for, but I do feel like the onus is on product people, on like managers, on like supervisors, to make it part of their policy to hire young people or people fresh out of college. People, I shouldn't say young people, people without experience, right? In the meantime, she took a professional certification in real estate. This is why Minasha is gonna go far. She's got moxie, or he got moxie. They got moxie. Just because you failed in one avenue doesn't mean you can't traverse another. Be okay with stepping stones, right? Be okay with stepping stones. To make herself, it's a she, more hireable while working as a nanny and at New York City's cafes. This has been a challenging but not entirely isolating, she said, because she knows many other recent grads also are struggling to get started professionally. She recently landed a paid internship with a real estate company for which she feels extremely grateful. That's great. Fresh research from the workforce data company Revlo Labs sheds light on the factors making it harder for applicants like Thomas, chiefly any aging population and more people working well into their 60s and 70s, coupled with labor markets in which companies are culling roles and seeking more experienced candidates when they do hire. So this is the if my memory serves me correctly, during the pandemic something unique happened, which is there was a lot of people who chevied out, right? Um, Everybody was over hiring. Everyone was looking for experience. Everyone was trying to stock up on talent. Everybody was getting the bag. Hey, more power to them. But I think the thing that happened was a lot of people left, a lot of talent left, and talent, for lack of better terms, comes as youth or lack of experience. Being so, there was a moment in the job force where you could have this much experience, but you had this much talent, and it made you very, very, very appealing. And it made you appealing because one, you weren't as expensive as someone who had that much talent, because usually in the past you had to have the talent to match the experience. But so far, so forth, people have become extremely talented. The talent pool has only gotten better. I believe. I believe that we've never had a better workforce in the tech space than we've ever seen before. But the one thing we don't have is the patience to rear them, and that's what we're seeing, right? The average new hire was 42 years old. And this is an interesting number because I believe the average home buyer age has gone from 25 to 40. And I think in 2025 it was 30, 33, and now it's like 40. So this number is identical. As people can't get jobs, also they can't get houses. That's a simple correlation. According to Revlo and Analysis, released January 6th, hey, that was when I got hired. Based on 2022 data, Revlo's chief economist Lisa Simone, who conducted analysis, said years of economic and political uncertainty and the push use of artificial intelligence to reshape how work is done has led employers to place a higher value on experience and be a little more risk averse in terms of who they are hiring and who they are willing to bet on in this labor market. People are licking their wounds from the whole COVID thing, right? People haven't recovered from that. A lot of bosses and managers who didn't like how they didn't have the power of that situation, they rely on desperate people. There's a part of me that says, like, if someone's talking to me in an interview about how, like, they want to go on vacation more than their resume, why would I bring you here? Right? I'm not here to pay. I am here to pay for your livelihood, but don't brag about it. It underscores an uphill battle facing younger workers in an era when employers are just expecting candidates to hit the ground running from day one without really giving them the opportunity to train up, Simone says. And this, I don't know if I necessarily agree with, because no matter what, there is some expectation of, you know what, if I go against this, I'm technically contradicting myself because I've already stated that this is the most talented pool. So really what this analysis is telling me is that they don't trust the youth of it or lack of experience because they don't understand the depth of talent. And that's something where that might be a cultural thing, and there's also like this sort of like nuance to you feel like then and really what it is, you feel like the youth will push for change and that change will escort you out. Instead of you being the harbinger of the change and being the backing for it, the force for it, you chagrin it because you know that if that change happens without your input, you might lose your status. And I venture to say, most teams I work with are already good. I just make them great. And the best way to do that is by getting out of their way, right? And helping other people stay out of their way. A great manager clears the way for their workers to be able to be great. If y'all want to come work for me, come holla. The share of the workers 25 and younger went from 14.9% to 8.8% from 2022 to 2025. Analysis shows hiring inflow for this age group are down more than 45%. Damn, compared to 2019 when they like now the economy was a deep in expansion. In contrast, this is what we're talking about with COVID, right? So this is perfectly on point with what we've already mentioned. Meanwhile, the U.S. employers are pulling back on hiring data released. Yep, this is also something people. It just doesn't corroborate the story in sync. They are believing, and anyone who believes that AI is going to be the way we get out of this, they're fooling themselves, right? They're fooling themselves wholeheartedly. There's no instance of us being able to just leapfrog this because AI isn't as useful for what people think they would do. Like it just hasn't really filled the pockets of what it. Even when you think about it from a coding perspective, like I program, so I know for a fact like it's dog water in that. It's dog water in that. It's not good at handling calls. You put it on the. It can't even do. It's AI is so bad. It literally can't even do the job of a 14-year-old or not 14-year-old, 16-year-old, 15-year-old, 17-year-old kid working at a drive-through where all they have to do is take the order of somebody, push some buttons, and order the food. I can go to an automated Taco Bell place and get it to give me 55 Baja Blast for free. I have that power. Don't make me use it. Last year, employers announced 507,000 planned hires, down 34% from 769,000. Damn. Tight labor markets have tended to pull more entry-level applications into the workforce, which is in turn lower the average age of people being hired. Okay, that's interesting. So there's less big boy jobs, which makes sense because boomers are in the way. Something's in the way. I gotta hit that note. Something's in the way. Oh yeah. That man was amazing. Y'all go watch that movie. Something's in the way. It's these boomers. Evidence of older workers sticking around is starkest in occupations that are people facing and service intensive. People facing. So like. So wait, oh my goodness. So this paints an even gloomier picture, which then puts the thing that I was worried about back on the table, which means maybe my cruelness for these boomers is inappropriate because people facing and service facing jobs sound like pizza delivery boy ain't been a boy since 1988. Every time a pizza delivery boy come to my house, it's a grown ass man. There ain't no more pizza delivery boys. The Hooters didn't shut down because of their nasty ass wings. They shut down because all the Hooter girls are now Hooter women. I don't want Stacy serving me wings. She's had 3 kids and we love the blessing of children, but that ain't the Hooters I want no more. Those are owls. Get down. I'm going to hell. I'm going to hell. It's over. So, but basically, the problem is the demographic of boomers working these jobs can't find. They're not even upper echelon or middle class. These are paycheck to paycheck individuals. These are roles accumulated experience, interpersonal skills, and institutional knowledge are essential in productivity and where performance does not depend on keeping up with rapidly changing technical toolkits. So like basically these aren't like highly skilled positions. So the advice, if I'm taking some advice from this article, some of the advice I'm taking is if you want a job, you need to develop better skills. You not just like you need to be able to do something that a 70-year-old person can't do. And that makes me say you need to be more technologically savvy. And that goes for every aspect of it. You could be a medical person, but your ability to navigate technically savvy medical spaces could make you more appealing. So that's what I'm hearing. Don't push away from technology. Lean into it. This technology change is altering how firms evaluate candidates, according to Matt Bird, senior staff economics at LinkedIn. Boo, LinkedIn. In today's market, employers are increasingly valuing experience, judgment, and people skills, areas where older workers have an advantage. Experience. Firms that are hiring increasingly look for people that have a lot of capable organizing and leading teams, which puts young people at a disadvantage. She said, noting that there has been a shift to skill-based hiring. In large part, the reason why I think in large part the reason why I have a job today is because even though I know the medicine, I know the technology, I know people better. Before I got here, my department was a dysfunctional mess. They couldn't deliver anything. They couldn't finish anything. Upon my arrival, I established a code review, a teach me session. I started a program where we hire young people, and I helped build out two other teams to help elevate my team to make them better, because I understood innately the more people working towards our goals, the better we look all together. So, like, your job really isn't to know how to do your technical job. AI can do that, but AI doesn't know how to handle people, personalities, temperaments. People don't know how to talk to each other. That's really, if I could tell you, if I'm gonna give, if you take anything away from this article, the way you sound in your head, make sure you sound that nice when you talk out your goddamn mouth. You feel me? Watch what you say to motherfuckers in these streets. And not even on some disrespectful stuff, but the amount of people that talk without understanding their tone, their inflection, your vernacular is low, your word choice is poor, that affects you in the real world. Because when I say, hey, how you doing? How can I help you? And then versus me saying, what the fuck you want? It's not just the word. It's okay, because I could say, hey, what the fuck do you want? And come off as polite as possible. So really do understand not just what you say, but how you saying it and how do you sound. CEOs have been blunt in telegraphing this to younger workers, cautioning the traditional career advice is now less relevant. During a CNN appearance in November, JP Morgan Chase CEO Jamie Dimon, why the fuck we want advice from this loser? Gen Z workers to focus on in-demand skills because it's not enough anymore to say I can work hard. Why not? What a disgusting line. Why is it not okay? What more do you want from me? You're not paying me a living wage. I don't have a social life. I can't buy a house. And if I have one medical emergency, I'm bankrupt. What do you mean working hard isn't enough? This is where we fucked up as a country. Like, we talk all this shit about politics, but we don't ever talk about politics. Because when a CEO has the brazen brass balls to say this live and have it printed with pride, we've missed the target. Huh? You feel me working hard for you gives you power over me?
Why are you here?
Incredible insight right there. He added that AI and coding are areas where we know we need the skills. The U.S. population overall is aging, and many of the older workers have started to retire, holding senior level positions that younger workers are not able to fill, Nicole Batch said. Longer life expectations are now one of the reasons workforces are aging. Blanche said, okay, at 67, Janet Masters often hears friends in her age group talk wistfully about how they can't wait to retire. She can't relate. She was 55 when she got a second master's degree. God damn. After deciding working for a Fortune 500 company, switched to a working with a startup master's. Who lives in Colorado says continuing to work allows me to actually explore and learn and grow. Yeah, go. Okay, and the last thing we're going to say on this before we change topics is, hey, old people, go home. Go home and be with your four cats. Go home and be with your kids. Go home and be with your grandkids. Go home and do something of nothing. Why don't old people like being at home? I retired my parents and they don't ever leave the house. Old people just need to go home. People be miserable. This is the same situation we be having whenever it's the holiday season and there's that one doctor who's still going through the divorce, going door to door talking about, hey, can I take your appendix out? Brother, we get it. She took half. But also, you gave the secretary more than a tip. Hey, yo. Get down. Just saying. And I'm giving some advice to these young folks. Heed the advice I give here. Watch what you're saying and understand how you sound. Understand that also the people that are in the position that you are fighting for are no better. Seeing a boomer in a position seeing a delivery driver boy be a 60-year-old man, it should not make you jealous. It should make you sad. Moreover, we need to be able to propagate a situation where these companies we are already throwing our lives away to at least pay us a living wage for that life. It seems like more and more we're getting less for the more we do. And if this was taxation, I'd call it theft. But we know that companies have been stealing from us for the longest, right? For the longest. So let me know what you guys think in the comment sections below. How long have you been looking for a job? Let's just put that in the comment section below. Let me know how long you've been looking for a job in the comment section below. Like, share, subscribe. I'll see you guys on the other side. Because something's in the way. Ooh. Something's in the way. Ooh. Something's in the way. But yeah, great article I found. Yeah, you know, it's late. My voice is a little hoarse. And yeah, you know. Normally I could get that beat. Normally I could get that. Y'all know I'm good for it. Something's in the way. It's almost there. Okay, I've been. But it's only going to get rougher. So you either gotta toughen up, or we gotta break the cycle. But I think if you are working on a skill, you should not stop it. Keep working on a skill. Eventually, you're gonna get there, and eventually, you're gonna put a sense of urgency to get there, right? Something's in the way. Oh, yeah. All right, let's get into this. I've been meaning to cover this for a minute. All right, video 2. Hey, Robotech, if you start filming your shit, somebody gonna come find you. Consistency is always going to be the answer, because the difference between consistency and insanity. One of them is planned. The other one is delusion. You're not delusional. You are the shit. But part of being the shit is people can smell you. So when they see you coming, you got to make sure you got that shit on you. Consistency is hard when you don't have a plan. Let's talk about it, okay? Consistency is hard when you don't have a plan. When you can't visualize. People think it's so pedantic and ineffective. If you haven't written your goals or a plan that you want, just put it on the wall. Put it on the. I have my plan, my stuff right in front of me. I can see it. It says go to the gym, don't eat after dark. I'm down 30 pounds. I'm down 30 pounds. You can't be consistent without a plan. You can't. There's not enough will. You don't have the focus, the willpower, the fortitude, and it's not because you're not capable. It's because that's a fault that human beings have. It's a weakness of ours. Ebbs and flows. By design, we're not perfect. Unless you're the Prophet Muhammad. But yeah, don't worry. Like, make the plan. The consistency will come. Because with the plan, oh, thank you. Yeah, I gotta be careful because that shit will come back. You can gain weight real quick. The gyms are so packed with all these new people. I can't even get like on the treadmill. It's so crazy. And I can't even run outside. It's snowing. What I'm gonna look like if I fall and bust my shit. All right, let's get into this. Clap saying 3, 2, 1. So imagine you're Facebook in 2022 and you're going through a host of things, including probably, but more than likely, definitely because of a court, rigging an election and being able to send out false propaganda about our idiot in chief, our orange Oompa Loompa. But that's not even the worst tales you're in tapes. You find out that young people are on your platform hurting themselves and doing things to themselves that is probably deemed inappropriate. And in a host of other countries, they're considering banning you because you have a negative impact on people's mental health, young people's mental health. And that's just not hearsay. You guys did your own internal research and found out this to be true. So in a brash effort to re-identify with people, to change the topic, to change up the meta, you changed your name. You went from being known as Facebook to Meta. And behind this big Meta push, you claimed it wasn't doing this to change up the name and make sure that you could have some separation from this old dog. It was because you were going to introduce a brand new thing, a brand new technology, using VR, hiring buying up a bunch of game studios, and doing a bunch of cool things that would put you guys in closer proximity to a universe that you would want to be identified. In fact, you called it the metaverse. I see what you did there. But then 3 years after bringing this to the fruition of everyone's mind and stating that people would enjoy working in the metaverse, when the people who are working on the metaverse didn't even like working on the metaverse, you gave us a half-baked product that 2022 technology was doing better. 2000 technology, the Wii U, the Wii characters at least had legs. In the metaverse, you didn't have legs. And as a person who enjoys a thick lady, it really bothered me to know that I'll be looking at metaverse characters with no bottoms. And that's not appropriate. That's not cool. That's not something that I would ever brag about. So it behooves me to find out that you guys are shutting this down, and with that, a host of studios that you brought on board, this idea of you brought on for us, and it begs the question: if you changed your name in order to push forward an idea, and that idea didn't work, should you be required to change your name back? Because I think this is fake. I don't think they should be known as Metaverse. I want to bring back Facebook and the bullshit that they were better known for. Let's talk about it. Clap it. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Bang, bang.
Mm-hmm. Change your name back. Change your name back. Like, whenever I talk about politics, we go back to the identity booth. But for now, we're at Coding with Strangers, and my name is Hero. And I want to talk about something. I want to get this off my chest. You feel me? The whole metaverse meta characters not having bottoms just bothered me. Like, I want to see who was packing that action. You feel me? But let's talk about this. The metaverse is closing down 3 VR studios as part of a metaverse cut. Meta is laying off 10% of its Reality Lab metaverse division, and the cuts including closing down some of its VR gaming studios. Twisted Pixel Games, the developer of Marvel Deadpool VR. I didn't even know that there was a Marvel Deadpool VR. What? When did this come out? Did this come out? This game came out this year. No, last year, 2025. November 17th. I did not hear one story about this. Wow. Sanruza game, developers of the Asgard Wrath franchise, and Armature Studio, which worked on Resident Evil 4 VR port, are being closed down according to an internal memo viewed by Bloomberg. Damn. The team behind the VR fitness app, Supernatural, will no longer develop new content or features for it, though the existing product will still be supported. Bloomberg says Meta spokesperson Tracy Clayton confirmed that The Verge that Bloomberg reporting is accurate. Laid off staffers have posted about their closure online. I've just been laid off. It appears the entire Twisted Pixel game studio has been shut down, along with Sandra and Armature. 2 former Twisted Pixel level designers, Andy Gently says. That sucks. Unfortunately, Twisted Pixel Games has been closed as a result of the strategy change at Meta. Former Twisted Pixel senior artist Danny Greenfield. As many will hear soon, several Meta game studios were closed today, including Sanru's. Former Sanru senior level designer Ray West says, due to unexpected closure, Sanru Studios I'm open for work. Yo, at least he put himself out there. Meta acquired Supernatural developers within 2023 after a fight with the FTC, Twisted Pixel Armature 2022. So that's something that's actually super interesting here. They fought the FTC back in the day to get these studios. They fought them just to let them go in 3 years. The company closed Echo VR developer Ready at Dawn, which was also acquired in 22. So 4 studios destroyed, just like that. That's that bullshit. That's that bullshit. In a statement about the Broad Reality Lab layoff, Clayton said that we said last month that we were shifting some of our investments from metaverse. Okay, so like this is just code for AI is taking up all our money. Has AI not taken enough from us? How much more do you want from me? What more do you want from me? Has AI not drained the pockets of... Because this is consistent, something we're seeing now in Netflix, something we're seeing in Amazon, something we're seeing in WB, something we're seeing right now in Metaverse. PlayStation. What more do you want from this AI slop? So much is gone into investing into a space and energy without seeing any fruits of fruition, and we're losing actual studios because of it. 2023, they were prepared to fight the U.S. government to get this deal to pass. 2026, not even 6 years later, cutting it to pasture. This is a mindless self-indulgence that I never want to truly understand. It shouldn't exist. But moreover, we have to get back to some semblance of like controlling this. Because while you sit here and think about, as much as I talk shit about Meta and stuff, this gaming studio is dead. And as a person who doesn't even play VR games, this is even more hurting and concerning, because now the opportunities for me to do it are becoming less and less viable. There are less and less studios that will be able to make these games, therefore making it less viable for me to ever play them. We can talk about wokeness in games all you want, but until we can talk about actual studio deviations and making quality, making the central focus of all of these studios customer facing, customer focused, we're never going to win this battle. But I just wanted to touch bases on this. This is kind of like tragic. I'm curious to know any VR games, indies games that you're supporting. How about that? Let's dedicate it to that. Indie support, indie vibes. You guys thrive down there in the comment sections. Drop your indie games there. Shoot, I might turn on the links just for this one so people can do it. But like, shout out your favorite indie VR game down below. If you're an artist looking for work, shout it out below in the comment section below. Like, share, and subscribe. See you guys on the other side. I'll see you on the other side. Yeah, we rolling. We rolling. I'll see you when you get there. If you ever get there.
Tell him.
Man, fuck them kids. Every kid's not gonna make it. In a world full of CEOs and billionaires, someone has to be a janitor. Man, fuck them kids. Why am I so aggressive? What did the kids do to me? Damn you, now I'm over here making a plan. Yeah. Yes. Make a plan. Do it for the people.
Let's not stand on ceremony here.
Yeah, I hope I encourage you to be better at your worst. I hope you run across me on your worst goddamn day. Yeah. I hope you find me. Oh, I hope you on your last damn dollar. And when you need it the most, I give you blows of healing, love, and affection. Aggressive. It's firm. It's tight. It's igniting. You feel my passion, my wrath. Because I love you that much to hate to see you lose. I need to see the best version of you. I'm not satisfied. with what you got. Give me more. Give me everything. Okay. Let's ooh, stock story. Stock story. It has to be. Robodom, it has to be. Because not everyone can go to college to buy. Not everybody got $70,000 to go to college just to not get a job. It has to be Robodom. It has to be accessible to us. The thing that I think a lot of people fail to realize is you're competing with people who went to college. So what do you have that someone who went to a 4-year university doesn't? And it has to be Moxie. It has to be Moxie. Is it bad that you sound like a villain, but you are my hero? Yeah? I'll be here Monday through Friday. Yeah, you're competing against people. And I think, hear me out. Hear me out. I think that's what gives you the edge. Isn't there a part of you that wants to be like, yeah, I'm proud of your accomplishments. I'm proud of the person you've become. 4 years of dedication and consistency is a beautiful thing. But I didn't have to do that. I put my head down, made my own plan, found my own way. You followed in someone else's footsteps. I made a new path. You said you was tired. I said I wanted some more. We're not the same. We're not the same. And I think you got to have that little chip on your shoulder, right? You got to have that chip on your shoulder. You got to know that you're a bad enough dude. A bad enough dudette to step into a space that has already been conquered, throw a few elbows, and make some more space. It's not too far away from you. It's not too far away from you. You're right there. You're one or two fuck ups away from being the best version of yourself. You feel me?
We must stay focused, brothers. We must stay focused.
Let's talk about this because we got a good stock segment, right? This would be a good one. Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right, let's get into this. Last one, and we should have enough time to start a little bit of coding. Java Grunt, what's up, baby? How you doing? Haven't seen it. This is the first time I'm seeing you this year, new year. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. We're about to head into the last segment, and then we're gonna try and do some coding. Been on my been on my 3 year anniversary since lying on my resume. Yeah, that's how I'm feeling right now. A little shimmy. Do a little dance. Make a little love. Get down tonight. Yeah. All right. Is that why AVGO took a hit today? That announcement? Yeah. We're going to talk about it. Exactly. But, I think this is a precursor, and we'll give some context. Let's talk about it. You just got me excited about it. All right, video 3, clap sync 1, 2, 3. So imagine you have literally 100+ shares of AVGO, and you're thinking to yourself, "I'm in the money. I'm in the money." Ah, nah, nah, nah. It's a Looney Tunes theme song. You'll get it. But you're thinking to yourself, "Oh, life is gravy. Life is great." It was supposed to hit 400 before the end of 2025. It beat out to like 406. You're great. You sold. You got your profit. You're holding it, and you're thinking about what your next move is going to be. But you're not really sure where to put your money. Nothing really seems stable enough. Nothing really seems functional enough. And if it's overpriced and oversold, you don't want to be caught holding the bag. And if it's underdeveloped and it doesn't have a profitable market that hasn't reflected it, then how do you handle it? We're talking about Netflix, a company that literally still runs the streaming apparatus next to YouTube, can't seem to find or catch a break. Maybe the Primogen quitting his job 2 years ago is finally having its effect. But what if I told you that NVIDIA making this deal with OpenAI is a precursor for OpenAI to do another round of buying profits? Because there is not a chip company on the planet, as far as AVGO, MU, MSI, AMD, NVIDIA, that OpenAI doesn't have some collaboration with it. And in a week where we also heard Apple Siri will be using Google technology, Google Gemini, to make its functional actions while still maintaining a partnership with OpenAI, this begs the question: how many STDs do you think are going to be spread around these conference rooms based on how much they're sharing of all of this information and data? How much of a problem will this be? These are all questions that you could ask yourself. But what if I told you that this is a precursor for you buying your stocks? Probably this is not advice, because we've seen this already. So let's talk about the news that we got today about Cerberus and NVIDIA and how it's playing with OpenAI, but how this is literally a duplicate of an announcement that happened last year and the ramifications of it. History is literally repeating itself. Nothing's a circle. The moon might be flat, but the earth sure isn't. Let's talk about it. Clap it. Yeah. 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 I'm putting on my conspiracy hat today. No, I'm just playing. How you guys doing? My name is Hero. This is Coin with Strangers. This is not. You see that long pause? That's for a fact. This is not financial advice, but can read at least the 12th grade level. I'm dyslexic. And I saw some things, but I can comprehend at a college level. I saw some things that made my frontal and side cortex light up like a Christmas tree with an overdue light bill. Because there was a host of things that was going down today that shook the market at the right time, but also made me think, what are the ramifications and side effects of that? So we want to talk about that today and learn a little bit about the cause and effect of what this might cause, and then what actions I am taking and you shouldn't, right? Don't do what I'm doing. Don't do what I'm doing. OpenAI signs 10 billion computing deal with NVIDIA challenger Cerberus. What is 10 billion? What is Cerberus? January 14th, OpenAI will purchase up to 750 megawatts of computing power over 3 years from chip maker Cerberus as a ChatGPT maker. What the hell is that? Is Cerberus a subsidiary of NVIDIA? Oh my God. Is NVIDIA so big that they had to break out? Chip maker Cerberus. Well, I need to know what their stock ticker is right now. It's privately held AI chip maker, you slippery when wet mother lover. Trading at $45 to $72 a share. Could you imagine getting in on a chip at this price? Oh. As ChatGPT makers look to pull ahead of the AI race and meet the growing demand, the two companies said on Wednesday the deal is worth more than $10 billion over the lifetime of the contract, according to sources familiar with the matter. ChatGPT maker plans to use the systems built by Cerberus to power the popular chatbot in what's the latest in strings of multi-billion-dollar deals struck by OpenAI. I love that they know that this is a thing for them. OpenAI has done this before, and they continue to do this, but this is the first of its kind at this magnitude. Cerberus chief executive Andrew Feldman said in the two companies began talks last August after Cerberus demonstrated the OpenAI open source model could run more efficiently on its chips than one's traditional GPU. After months of negotiating, the company reached an agreement under which Cerberus will sell cloud service powered by the chips to OpenAI, focusing on inference and reasoning models, which typically take time to think before generating responses. So they specifically want these chips not so much to do what your dumbass is using ChatGPT for, like, oh, can you spell strawberries? No, that shit. They probably want this for, hopefully, they need to want this to be able to do something a little bit further. Some of the chatbot and algorithms are starting to crack more sophisticated math problems. They're starting to get their head around certain components and breaking down chemistries of chemicals and ideas of biological substances that we couldn't just readily identify as easily. They're starting to catch up with that. So the technology base is catching up with itself, but this is always going to be one of those things. It's like the light versus the hardware situation. We know how fast light travels, so we know what the medium's max could be. But the hardware can always get better, or the software can always get better in this case. As part of the deal, Cerberus will build or lease data centers. Okay, so we're fucked. Some poor black kid in Memphis is gonna have an asthma attack because $10 billion. It's crazy how the energy companies haven't kicked in to like solve this problem. There's no way that we're have all this sunlight and we haven't figured out a way to just make these things without building data centers. While OpenAI will pay to use Cerberus cloud service to run inference, for AI production. The capacity will come online in multiple tranches throughout 2028. So it's a 2-year out deal. Integrating Cerberus into the mix of the compute solution is all about making our AI response much faster. OpenAI, in a post on its website, the deal underscores the industry's strong appetite for computing power to run inference. The process, fucking AI wrote this, the process by which models respond to queries as companies race to build reasoning models and applications to drive adoption. One other thing they don't ever mention in these stories, I guess it would be proprietary technology, but stop calling if this thing starts thinking, if we're calling advanced search AI, what are you going to call real AI? Stop calling it AI when it's not AI. It's just Google on crack. Because you're talking about destroying the earth for better Google searches. Now we're talking about destroying maybe the existence of anything with money to actually make something that thinks on its own, which I don't think this is going to be able to do. Hear me out. I don't think this is going to do what they think they're going to do. I don't think they're there yet. But it won't stop them from sending the money, right? Just as long as checks are getting signed, I'm doing fine. You feel me? Clap it. I'm doing good. Reuters reports last month Cerberus was preparing to file an initial public offering targeting a listing in the second quarter of the year that marks the company's second attempt at the public market. It first filed the paperwork for IPO in 2024 and ultimately withdrawing October. Damn. So if their shares are sitting at like 42, 48, that means they probably had a great evaluation. $1 trillion evaluation. They laying the ground for a $1 trillion evaluation. That's nasty work. CEO Sam Altman had said last year that the OpenAI is committed to spending $1.4 trillion to develop 30 gigawatts of computing resources, enough power to roughly power 25 million U.S. homes. Okay, so AVGO took a hit today. A lot of other chip companies took a hit today, and it's because of this deal. I'm assuming this deal was detrimental. This deal was fundamental to that breaking. But is there something we can take from this? Is there something that we can better understand based on this? And I do believe there is. Now, here's OpenAI announcing a strategic partnership to deploy 10 gigawatts of NVIDIA systems. 10 gigawatts of NVIDIA systems. This announcement came back in September 22, 2025. OpenAI and NVIDIA today announced a letter of intent marked strategy partnership to deploy at least 10 gigawatts of NVIDIA systems, so on and so forth, right? So September 22nd, hey yo, yeah, let's take a look at NVIDIA's stock price on that day, right? We can use a year. July, August, September 22nd. It was sitting at 178, which was 183. It was sitting at 183.61 back in September 2022. Its current price is 183.14 today. The only higher mark would have come at 206 on November 3rd. So if you got this information on January, when we got, like right now, right? And you heard the news about this back when it was 147, there's a differential there of about 30 some odd dollars, which I see for a leap. So Call me crazy, but you missed this wave. Let's see if you can catch another one. Right? You kind of missed this one. 1 year to date on the 22nd. The news dropped. The news dropped on this day, and that was the lowest breaking point in the 3-month cycle, all the way to September 29th at 327 on AVGO. AVGO is currently sitting, so 337. AVGO is sitting at 339 right now. But guess what? This time last year, at November 26th, AVGO with OpenAI. October 13th, OpenAI and Broadcom made a deal. Announced a strategic collaboration to develop 10 gigawatts of OpenAI design AI to AI accelerators. So, am I sitting here saying that OpenAI is going to make the same rounds with all the companies they've already made rounds with? I'm not saying they're gonna do that. But if I was a betting man, which I am, I don't think you would be too wrong with this assertion. Sure, you can ride the wave of Nvidia, but who's next? Who has already worked with the company? OpenAI turns to Amazon for 38 billion cloud servers, so they need cloud space, right? So could OpenAI also be making a deal with Amazon? I think so. So let's take these cues for what they're worth. I'm nothing definitive here, nothing magic, but there's enough signs here for a few indicators. Missed the flow of NVIDIA. AVGO is below its current ranking of when this announcement was made, and you got to make it a year in advance. From that point on, it made a run of all the way up to $406. So why not? Why not? Why not take it? Broadcom. $406. That's enough for me. But this is very much so speculation. This is me looking at the reading between the lines and the tea leaves and all that gravy, baby. It's all good, but numbers don't lie. So figure out your charts, stalk them out, figure out what you want to do. Are you going to make any moves off of this? Are you willing to put those cheats in the comment section below? I'm super curious to hear what you guys have to say about this. But this is just my little insight. I want to hear it. Clap it. In the back. Come to the front. Close the doors. Close the doors until you bought AVGO. I said close the doors. Don't let nobody leave. Ugh. 3 videos is tough. But we got to do it for the love of the content. But thank you guys. I appreciate y'all sticking with me. Sticking with me for this. Y'all could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with me. Yeah, I heard gold is above doing better than the stock market right now. Is gold? The S&P 500? Yes, gold is outperforming the S&P 500, especially during the economic uncertainty. How much is gold right now? I have a bunch of those like 1960 coins, silver coins. I have like a gallon of them. How much is silver right now? Per ounce, 90? Sheesh. So 200, if you have 200 ounces of gold, silver, that's about, give or take, 2,000? Sheesh. Oh me, oh my. Yeah, because they're going to cut the prices. They're going to have to. That's the only way they're going to be able to meet demands. That's the only way they're going to be able to meet those demands right now. Bumbleclot. Shit, all I ever really wanted was a gold chain. You feel me? That's all I ever really wanted was a gold chain. And they didn't let me have one. They wasn't really trying to let me have one. All right, let's finish up this design document and we'll start planning out our work. Create content for da 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 da. So we're not using the AI slop anymore. We much rather to have control over that. As long as we can update it, local platform control. Was there any other platforms we wanted to add to this list? Actually, control. Yeah, so right now we have Twitch clips or highlights for the story. We have YouTube Shorts. YouTube long form, 3 minutes plus. Message board for fans. So we have Webtoon, Discord, TikTok, Instagram. Yeah, I feel like we have to put Meta on here now too. Because the problem is, in the past, I didn't want to upload all of this. I didn't want to upload to all these places. But if I don't have any restrictions, if I'm going to make a computer program do it for me, we might as well upload to all the places we can. Should I even? Should I think we should? Oh shit! This was for short form. I put it in the wrong places. Shit, I got Patreon up here. Fuck it. People on Patreon deserve love too. No suggestions. Um. Let's Google this real quick. Top 10 platforms to post content on. Shit, do I have Reddit on that list? Yeah, I got Reddit. Let's add. I don't. Hey, somebody said post on your GitHub, punk. Somebody said post on your GitHub, ho. Shit. What a brutal reminder. What a brutal reminder. No, not even a please. Post something on your shit, bro. Uh, Uh, Sunshine is shining on me. I rock, I roll, I rick, I roll. Okay, so we need a settings PY consent path use. Uh, all right, so we need settings for global constants, paths, and in use. So where like certain video stuff will hide, then we need a platform compatibility matrix, so we know which ones can get which ones credentials placeholder PY. Core models. Oh man, we're gonna have to make some dictionaries, aren't we? Hello, darkness, my old friend. Okay. All right. So this is that. I want to get the local machine. I want to do this. Let's folder structure. So for the folder structure, we're thinking settings.py, which will hold the global constants and the paths. What's the em? Oh, enumerates. They're a way to define and fix sets, and fixed set values. Think of them as named constants. Oh, okay. So just more places for me to have my writers. Okay. Stops freeform text. Got it. Uh, plus window. Where need to put it? The fuck? How does that? That didn't work the way I wanted it to, but okay. I need this other one open. Can I get this open on 2 screens? Yay. Platform PY. Credentials. I feel like my credentials in my .env should be the one and the same. Yeah, for me, I'm gonna just keep that as the base. I don't think we're gonna use the credentials as much. All right, so we got to disregard that credentials folder. So let's put this one on ice for now, and then we'll get back to it. The core. Ah, damn it! I should have just renamed it. I can bring it back. Yeah. Core. Which doesn't go to the right place, so that's cool. What's the word I'm thinking of? CSV underscore loader and PY. Can't see my damn keyboard. Why is it not valid? Oh, is it because it's a text file? Oh shit. I feel like there should be a way to do that. Just spent 10 minutes looking for something that don't exist. Not alive. Thug life. Dave Chappelle, it ain't your wife. Oh shit, I can do this in the terminal? Let's see. That did not work the way I thought it would. Oh shit, here it is. Nice. Goodbye. Get rid of you. Get rid of you. Get rid of you. We could use a design document. Nice. Alright, now we're cooking with grease. right, so now
In my pajamas, obviously. Period.
every platform. Huh. Every platform uploader must look the same from the outside, even if the inside widely different. Now let's start with the getting the pips and libraries. No SDKs, no official link to this. But that won't work. this is proving me. Tip for YouTube. You're not wrong thinking that that's the reason it's different because YouTube is one of the few. Oh. Upload at scale. Okay. If you really want. Okay. I thought I was gonna use this, but I can't use this. The things we should build first are capability. Capabilities equals YouTube what do we want? It needs to have content type content type. Hey, what's up? What's up, Fizzy? Short. It's missing one. How you living? Visibility. Public, private, unlisted. How does it know this already? Scheduling. I need to be able to do more than here. I need to be able to schedule. Scheduling. Oh, image. It's not called image. What is it called? Thumbnail upload. Thumbnail upload. What else? Thumbnail upload, playlist selector. Ads suitability. End screen. content. What if it says platform capability, execution logic? This is a little bit more difficult than I thought. Upload video metadata, title, description, privacy. Get video details. Thumbnail set. You can check custom thumbnails for your video. Okay. So YouTube is pretty, I mean, set tags. Set the thumbnail. Okay. What's up? We're making an automation for posting content on all our social media platforms. End screens. Okay, so the things we don't need, monetization control. This stuff we don't need. So no need to write it. Duration. I can post things up 12-hour long videos. I don't think we can do tags. Like syllabi? Yeah, if it's like an orchestrator or a thing, then yeah. I don't know what syllabi is. Let me look it up. Yeah, so like this is like AI slop. I make my own content, so like I just need an orchestrator to send it out. I made 50 shorts yesterday, and the time it took me to upload them, the time it took me to make all of upload them to each platform just took too long. So I'm gonna set up an orchestrator that does it instead. Yeah, so like I make a lot of content, but if it takes me like 3 hours to upload, like Instagram and TikTok don't let you bulk upload. YouTube's the only platform that lets you bulk upload, but like can't do it the same way. hopefully, hopefully I can make with a bunch of if statements and a little bit of coordination, we can figure this out. But I don't think it's going to be too difficult. And then for the ones that need specific little bit of touches and help, we'll make something special for them. Because like when you have the ability to post everywhere, you should post everywhere. Let people decide if they want to watch. Don't decide for them. What is your orchestrator? What if your orchestrator had API to your social? What if your orchestrator added API to your social media? I'm not sure what you mean by that. What you mean by that, big dog? What if your orchestra had API to your social? What if your orchestra had API to your social? I don't know. I don't know what. I don't know what you're trying to convey to me. What are you trying to tell me? Uh, made for children. Made for children. This would be false. What is the embeddable true? Give my AI API key so it can upload and interact with your social media. Nah, that's counterproductive. If I was trying to build a community, I would want to, like, I don't know how that would be useful. Like, I don't think there's an AI robot that could mimic my interactions with people. But I mean, I'm pretty sure it's for someone out there could use it though. Okay, yeah, I just never found using AI to like usurp that process to be something that can post for you is what I'm saying. Yeah, well, that's not what you're saying. The thing you said was like give AI API keys so it can upload and interact with your social media. So like I took that as like responding for me. But you're saying an AI to use my API keys to then upload for me. But I would still have to provide that AI access to the videos, the titles, the credential, the specifications of what I wanted. And from what I've seen, none of them are, even from the stuff that's uploaded, is sheer garbage. I've yet to see something that. Yeah, I have a negative I have an aggressive aversion to like the mountain of AI stuff that's just on YouTube is just crazy. And like now it's getting into the ads, and it's just like, ugh. And of course, like I talk about tech stuff, so then it shows up even more. All right, so as far as the credentials for YouTube, this is cool. All right. So for capabilities, let's see. For the platforms, we got YouTube. So then let's add Twitter. For Twitter, in my tweet log, I have a thing that if I click this button, if I hit that HTTP bits one, oh wait, shit. Oh, it worked. It just took a really obscure long time for it to load. Hold on, let me see if I can actually tweet myself. Oh, it like takes you to another spot. Okay, so this is a bot that I already have. I feel like there's a way I could use this to do something else. When was this posted? Huh. Oh no. Oh no. Huh. Okay. But we'll take that. Let's add Instagram next. So you can use it for Reels and Feed. Standard videos, captions, including hashtags in the captions. Okay. can't do it for stories. Recent updates for support for scheduled posting single photo video posts for business accounts. This means you can queue posts to go live at specific times via the graphic API, subject to rate limits. Things not supported. Okay. Intensity Pro. Just stumbled across my channel. Pretty cool. Hey, yo. Appreciate that, baby. Man, you the first person to call me cool today. And I'm over here standing because you cooler than the other side of the pillow, brother. Sister. Friend. How you doing? What's up? I'm reading documentation. Instagram capability profile. Oh yeah. Today's my 3-year anniversary of getting said job. And you know, I appreciate it. Okay, so as far as Instagrams is concerned, wait, do I need another one? Actually, yeah, I don't need this. That's where my problems come from. All right, cool. So for Instagram Reels, we can have a direct publish. A max coverage, a hashtag, audio renaming, share to feed. And we can even tag a specific user. Okay. You get 25 per day. Okay, so this is for the real, and then for the stories. All right, we got the limits here. That's not bad at all. Not bad at all, baby. Only business accounts work. Instagram's graphic API only works for professional business accounts. Okay, cool. All right, keep that in mind. Let's go with Discord next. Um, with Discord, would it be easier? Okay, so it's better to use a webhook. Sheesh. Self-botting. Oh. We back at it again, baby.
Jesus laid in a tomb for 3 days, and he rose again. No God, gangster, gangster, gangster.
Okay. Bada 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 boom 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 boom. rules of 20. The reply parameter for API requests must pass the in reply to tweet ID inside a reply object. If you are using a raw HTTP request instead of a library JSON structure, looks like the free tier reliability Twitter free API tier is very restricted. You are limited to 50 tweets per 24 hours. If you are testing your code, be careful not to trigger this limit or you will be locked out until the next day. Linked unfurling. This ensures your link shows at nice preview. The card. Place the URL at the very end of the second tweet. Excellent. Easy, Tiger. Do I need a pip for TweetP? Nice. Shit, I only want to do 2 posts a day, motherfucker. Maybe 1. With your bum ass. Oh no. Format this. Ooh. Oh, I know what's wrong. I know what's wrong. I know it's wrong. Man, that's interesting. It does have a reliable sense of knowledge base on what it's doing. Oh, wait, shit, wrong one. TikTok. TikTok's API is one of the most technical to implement because it's a strict direct post versus content upload logic. In 2026, TikTok has unified its content posting API, allowing for both video and photo uploads. The biggest gotcha for TikToks is the audit requirement. Any video uploaded by any unaudited app will automatically be set to private and can only be seen by you. You must submit your app for review by TikTok to unlock public posting. That sucks. Capabilities for video cover selector. You can disable the comments. You can disable stitching, disable duets, commercial disclosure. This is required. AI labeling is required. Integrated into the title string. You get 5 for free. File size of 500 megabytes. 600 seconds. Duration 600 seconds. 3 minutes. Sheesh. They're running tight ship over here. They're running tight ship over here. Let's go. Reddit functions through the submission post and comments. In 2016, Reddit's API has moved towards responsible builder policy, meaning that while posting is still possible, the approval process for new API keys is much stricter than it used to be. Like the platform Reddit relies heavily. Subreddit rules, flares, karma requirements, and account age, which your code must account for to avoid being flagged as spam. Unless you want to set it yourself. Yeah, we both got work tomorrow. I don't even know why I'm stunned. I'm over here acting like I ain't got somewhere to be. But I mean, we're having fun building out the capabilities for it. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Robo. Here's to another year. Hopefully this time next year you can join your boy. Join your boy in the celebrations. Dude. I was on some. Fuck. Deet. Deet. Okay. It seems like we'll be building a bot for a lot of these. We got some work to do. Hey, what up, Ken? All is great. Appreciate you checking in on your boy. I'm really just doing some busy work. This is like, I got to set up a bunch of capabilities. Like, what are the true capabilities of each of these things I'm trying to post on and see, and build some rendition of structure from there. It's time for everybody to go to bed. You know what? I agree. Y'all take care. Appreciate you. Let me just finish making this heartless and then we'll call it up. Substack. The fuck? Alright, anyway, what's the last one? Blue Sky. Alright. A good start. Get status. Alright, get add. Dash M. Capabilities.py. Push. Hey, we love it. We love it. Bump. Bump, bump. Bump, bump, bump. looks like a little motivation goes a long way. Doesn't it, Fizzy?
Get down.
All right, party people. See you in the morning. Get some rest. We're all gonna need it.